There is no such thing as the perfect competitive Pokemon team. However, in today's video, we are going to take a look at this Regulation J team, which has Shadow Rider, Darkrai, Rillaboom, Tornadus, Landorus, Incarnate, I think, or is the Therian? That's Therian, never mind. And Smeargle. This team looks incredibly fun to use, especially with that Shadow Rider Darkrai combination. I'm really excited to get to use that Darkrai, especially because it is my favorite mythical out there. So very fun to see how that is going to do on the double rank ladder. As always, if you want to check the team out and give it a go on the double rank ladder yourself, make sure you use the range code down in the description below on the top right hand corner here off the screen. So I think without further ado, let's just get straight into the first matchup and let's test this Darkrai team out. Okay, first team will be against a Kyogre, Urshifu, most likely Water, Urshifu, Wellspring, Ogerpon, Rillaboom, Bloodmoon, Ursaluna, and Farigiraf. So, looks like a Trick Room team with Kyogre. I highly doubt it's going to be Specs. Well, it might be Specs. I mean, Scarf. I think it is most likely going to be a Water. What's it called? The water gem thing that boosts water type moves. I forgot what it's called at the moment. However, I do think maybe actually leading off with Darkrai could be quite an interesting one, especially with the Smeargle right next to it, especially because we have that Spore on it. I do think that Rillaboom has to come to this match just because of how powerful it is. And then besides that, I think it is pretty obvious that we are going to use Shadow Rider at the end just because it is one of the best Pokemons in this format. So I don't know why we wouldn't use it, but let's see what Nick has to offer here. He leads with Rillaboom Kyogre, which most likely suggests that he's not trying to set up Trick Room, and I can honestly live with this, I think. Because Smeargle should be faster than Rillaboom. But unfortunately, there is a chance that they do fake out the Darkrai slot. I think we protect Darkrai, and I honestly think we Spore into the Kyogre slot. So the question here is, are they going to Terastallize the Kyogre straight away? They are not. But are they gonna fake out into my Darkrai slot? That would be clutch. Yes, thank you very much. Let's see, Kyogre, are you gonna go for a Water Spout? You probably are. You're not, and we're faster. Well, it might be, but we're faster regardless, so it doesn't matter. Kyogre goes to sleep. It will have its first turn of sleep here. But because of Darkrai's ability, Bad Dreams, we will be taking a little bit of the Kyogre's health. We can now Dark Void. Oh, actually, I didn't know Dark Void was a spread move, but I think we go for it anyways. And I think we just Ruination this Kyogre just to get that damage output a little bit down. They are gonna go for that Grassy Glide into the slot. Dark Void. Obviously, it's not gonna connect on Kyogre. Will it connect on Rillaboom? It will not. And Kyogre stays asleep, which is fine. Oh, well, it's not fine. It's actually perfect. Because you do get a little bit of the Ruination. So we take 50% of its health because of Ruination. Right, so we are going to be faster than Kyogre now. So what I think we're going to do here is I honestly think we're going to protect and switch into our own Rillaboom here. Just because they're probably going to Grassy Glide us again, honestly, and I don't want to see that. And then if we can keep up this thing we have going with the Kyogre taking a little bit of its health off, that would be perfect. That will not do too much damage into our Rillaboom. Kyogre stays asleep for another turn, which means there's a 50-50% chance that it will wake up the next turn. This means I think we are just gonna Dark Pulse Kyogre, and we are gonna U-turn into the Rillaboom slot. Alright, so they actually switch out the Kyogre on this turn, which is quite interesting, and in comes Farigiraf, expecting me to go for a priority move. But see you later, Alligator. Oh my god, that was close. I would have liked it to be a little bit closer. Takes a good chunk of damage into us. The question is, who are you going to switch into? It's going to be the Kyogre we will see coming back in here. Or will it be the Bloodmoon perhaps? It will be Bloodmoon Ursaluna. And we are now going to go for a cheeky little U-turn. And back in comes our cheeky little friend, the Smeargle. So defend, please don't be speed. Alright, it is speed. Honestly, I think with Dark Void. And I think we just bore into that Ursaluna slot just in case, because I just need both of them to go to sleep, honestly. They withdraw Farigiraf. The question is, who are they going to pop back in? Is it going to be Rillaboom? It is going to be Rillaboom, which means if Dark Void connects, this is going to be amazing. Alright, so they Terastallize here on the Bloodmoon Ursaluna. And will it be Grass? It will be normal. This suggests they're either going to go for Hyper Voice or they're going to go for a Hyper Voice or a Bloodmoon. So we Dark Void, we connect on both Pokemons, and they will both go. Alright, not both, we just connect on Ursaluna. It's actually bad, because we could have just bored into that slot, and that would have been perfectly fine. Because it's gonna stay asleep. So what I'm thinking here is the fact that we can probably go for Dark Void again, and I will switch out into my own Rillaboom here. So our Rillaboom comes back in, setting up the Grassy Surge. Question is, what are they going to do with their Rillaboom? They're going to fake up my Rillaboom, so perfect switch here from our side. Ursaluna actually wakes up, which means it's going to go for a Vacuum Wave into our Rillaboom, which is completely fine. We connect with Dark Void, but who do we connect to? Is it going to be both Pokemon, or is it just going to be one of them? That is the big question. Rillaboom once again avoids, and once again Ursaluna goes back to sleep. I am gonna Terastallize Ghost here on my Darkrai, and I think I will go for just for Focus Blast, and I will just U-turn into that Rillaboom slot. I'm probably gonna expect them to go for some sort of Grassy Slide into my Darkrai spot. Which actually makes no sense to why I Terastallized. I don't know why I Terastallized. But Focus Blast connects though, which will take down Ursaluna, so I am taking that 100%. So unless they go for U-turn into Darkrai, this switch just, this Terastallization just did not make any sense. Okay, it did not make any sense because they're going to U-turn into my Rillaboom. Question is who are they going to switch into, because regardless of who they switch into, they're either going to lose them if it is for Rick, or they're going to take a good chunk of damage if it is their Kyogre. And they don't know if I went for Wood Hammer, which will 100% KO their Kyogre. But they do take the gamble and send out their own Kyogre. And U-turn comes out, deals a good chunk of damage. The question is, will it be within range of Bad Dreams, even with Grassy Surge healing? I can now actually just switch in my Shadow Rider, and this is going to be game over because of the speed of the Shadow Rider. How much damage do we do there? Not enough to KO, right? So they send out Rillaboom. They cannot fake out us. But I can Dark Pulse into their slot. I don't need to though. I mean, I can. I'll just Dark Pulse and I'll just go for Astral Barrages. That should pretty much seal me the game. Because Astral Barrage is going to take down Kyogre, do a good chunk of damage into Rillaboom. And then because Darkrai is faster than the Rillaboom, the Dark Pulse should take him down. And then their Figuref is going to stare down a 4v1 and a special attack boost Shadow Rider, which I do not see how a pretty low health bar Figuref is going to be able to beat. So we will take a win here in game 1. It was a little bit of a longer game, but we did have a bit of fun using that Dark Void and Spore combination. Bad Dream ability on the Darkrai. So Dark Pulse, and we are gonna Psychic. And that will take the KO. And that is game 1 in the bag for us champs. Second game here will be against a Milotic, Volcarona, Iron Valiant. Why am I blanking so much on their names right now? Archaludon, Shadow Rider, and Miraidon. What the heck? Anyways, I think we just lead Shadow Rider and the Darkrai lead. That seems pretty darn good. And I think we will lead or bring the... you know what? You could be pretty damn good. And then Rillaboom at the end. Because we kind of need Rillaboom and the Landers to take care of the Miraidon just in case. Alright, Knight Armor, what do you got in store for us? Their lead is going to be Calyrex Miraidon. That is a pretty solid lead, I must say. Pretty solid lead. It's not good for us at all. In fact, especially not because I'm pretty sure that Miraidon is faster than Darkrai. Alright. That's not really gonna help me now, is it? Honestly, I am just gonna put in Gravity, and this is either gonna lose us the game immediately, or... but if they're faster, that's a problem. I know what, I'm gonna play it safe turn 1 here, and I am going to protect, just because if they do get the chance to KO my Shadow Rider, I will have Rillaboom to come back in with Fake Out Pressure, which can then set up Dark Void. But I do want to see if I bait out a Terastallization here on them. That could be quite clutch, to be fair, so we'll see if we can bait that out. Actually, they withdraw Calyrex, which I am pretty happy with. And in comes Archaludon. That is an interesting one. They'll probably expect me to go for Astral Barrages, which wouldn't do too much into the Archaludon. Oh, they go for Dragon Pulse. Actually, that's an interesting choice. But it will mean that we can actually safely switch out into Rillaboom. And then we can go for Dark Void, which should connect 100% of the time now because of Gravity. The question is, though, are we going to be faster than the Miraidon? I am not sure. I think Darkrai is 120 speed, so they should actually be faster than us, which is quite scary. The Rillaboom comes in here, setting up the Grassy Surge. But I'm also sure... Oh, they withdraw Miraidon. I'm also sure that they're aware of the fact that we are pretty dangerous with the Shadow Rider. That's probably why they switched out. Alright, so Dark Void comes out. It connects them both because of gravity. Puts them both to sleep. Which is pretty nice work, honestly. And here comes our bad dream tormenting these poor little Pokemons. Honestly, you turn into Iron Valiant, and I am just gonna try and Focus Blast this Archaladon and just taking it out of range immediately. We do connect on Focus Blast, and down goes Archaladon. The question is, would the Iron Valiant wake up? That would be quite scary. It stays asleep, beautiful stuff. A U-turn from our Rillaboom will connect into it. Doing a little bit of chip, not too much, as it is not very effective. And but it's even a crit, and that did nothing. The question is though, who are we gonna pop back in? I honestly think coming back in here with Shadow Rider puts a lot of pressure on them. I could see them come in here with Miraidon, because Miraidon should be faster than Darkrai. Right? So they do send up Miraidon, which is quite interesting. But I do want to keep my Darkrai alive here because of how powerful it is. So I am gonna Acid Barrage. You know what? I'm just gonna There's actually no point of not just protecting on Darkrai, in fairness. Oh, they do Terastallize here. I do wonder, is this going to be the Terastallization into that Miraidon going Terra Fairy, which it probably is. It's going to be Terra Electric, actually. I do want to do the Discharge on them. That could be dangerous. But if they respects, that wins us the game. Because we have Landorus, which is immune. But let's see what they go for. As Astral Barrages will come out, how much damage are we looking at dealing? We are KOing Iron Valiant and taking down Miraidon to underneath half of its health. The question is, what did this Miraidon go for? It went for Electro Drift. It is into the Protect, which means it is now within KO range of our Shadow Rider, pretty much securing us this game, as I can go for Dark Pulse into their Calyrex Shadow Rider, which will KO them unless they are Focus Sash, but that is completely fine because we have Grassy Glide priority when we switch back into our Rillaboom. So regardless, this is almost a 100%. Never mind. I take it back. They won the speed tie. They did win a speed tie here. I take back. I thought we won this. Doesn't look like we won this. It's not looking good, champs. Darkrai is faster than Miraidon. This means I could have went for Dark Void and just put both of them to sleep. But it doesn't matter now, because now Miraidon is locked into this Electro Drift, but it can KO Darkrai all it want, because I have Landorus in the back, which is immune, and that is going to be game 2 for us. So we're actually looking down to being 2 for 2 so far. I hope we can make it 3 for 3 in the last matchup, but let's just finish this off here first. We do have Earth Power, we do have Fake Out Pressure. This Miraidon looks like it is going to get cooked. And what can the bike possibly do to take us down? Let me tell you what it can do, champs. It can do absolutely nothing. And we didn't even need to Terastallize this game. Fake Out goes into Miraidon. It will flinch. And Earth Power will be enough to take down the cover art for Pokemon Violet. Bye-bye, little bike. Bye-bye. And that is game 2 in the back, folks. Game 3 here is going to be against a Oranguru, Iron Hands, normal Ursaluna, Torkoal, Shadow Rider, not Shadow Rider, sorry, Ice Rider, and a Miraidon team. So this is hardcore Trick Room for that fact. I think we lead these two, because I don't think there's any way they can stop that duo. We are gonna be faster. And then I do think we'll... Honestly, I don't know why we would need Torn. Torn doesn't really do much for us here, and I mean, you could do something, but I just like the mons we used for the last game a lot more. I think that's a really fun 4 core Pokemon to use, especially the lead with Shadow Rider and my Darkrai. Because the thing is, I think Oranguru has Fake Out or has Follow Me, but since Dark Void is a spread move and Gravity basically makes 100% accurate, there's not much they can do actually to take us down, I think. So we're just gonna Terastallize to be sure on the Darkrai, because I do think Oranguru does in fact get Fake Out, and I don't want to risk anything. So we're just gonna go ahead here and Terastallize our Darkrai, and then let's see what they're gonna do here on their side. Are they gonna Fake Out? Are they gonna Follow Me? But they're most definitely gonna try and set up Trick Room. Oh, they're gonna Terastallize on their side too. Question is, who are they gonna Terastallize? It's gonna be that Ice Rider into Dark type, which means it will resist every move I got besides Focus Blast, but that won't matter because I do have Focus Blast. Oh, they actually did Protect on the Oranguru. That is an interesting choice. And they're double protecting, they're not. But Gravity comes out, so I will put to sleep the Ice Rider, which is fine. Now what I can do here is I can go for Acid Barrage, which should take down... You know what, I'm just gonna go for Psychic into them. And honestly, I'm just gonna Focus Blast Calyrex just because I need it gone. I could have played it safe with Dark Void. I probably should have done that. Yeah, I should have done that 100%, just putting both of them to sleep. Honestly, would have been a lot better for us. But Psychic comes out. How much damage are we going to do into Oranguru? Not really much. We are going to Focus Blast. How much will it do into Miraidon? It does a fair chunk of damage. I think that's a quarter. They do set up Trick Room. That is quite diabolical. I need to figure out a way to survive this. Switch into Rilla. Double switch into Landorus. This is looking bad. We should, if we would have Dark Void, we would have been safe home, but we messed up. We got too greedy. That's our bad. That's my bad, 100%. 100%. Honestly, I didn't even need to switch out my my Darkrai here. I could have just protected, switched out the... Never mind. We get a communication error, and I do think that... I don't think that was on our side. I think that was on their side, so it doesn't really count as a win nor as a loss because the game was pretty much still open, but yeah. I'll give you a bonus game. It will be against a Ice Rider. Something Hammer, I think. I don't think it's Crap Hammer, but would have been funny if it was. Urshifu, Indeedee, Armarouge, and Necros Metalonala Fusion. Interesting. Honestly... Let's just lead this. There's nothing they can do about it. Besides Urshifu, maybe. This time around, I do think it makes sense to bring in you, and then I think it makes sense to bring Rillaboom. I don't think any of the other two Pokemons makes much sense to bring, so we'll deal with them this way around. Honestly, I just like leading Shadow Rider and Darkrai and just going for Gravity Dark Void because it immediately puts me up on winning terms because I am gonna be so much further ahead. Alright, so they don't lead with what I would expect, being Urshifu, so I can definitely deal with that. I am completely fine with that, honestly. We're just gonna Gravity, and then we're gonna hit them with a cheeky little Gravity and then Dark Void. Even though we do super effective damage and can probably KO both of them this turn, I would rather play it safe and just put them to sleep with Dark Void. I can actually see now using Dark Void. Vice. No. No. As I was saying, I can see why people were scared of Dark Void on the Smeargle before, but this is not good. Because now they have set up Trick Room. The question is, are they realistically gonna go for another one? They are. Alright, interesting. Alright, interesting. Glacial Lance, that should not KO. But it's damn near close enough to KOing. Damn. I think we might actually lose this game. I do think we will lose. Psychic. Takes it down. The problem is I cannot do anything in terms of outspeeding or anything else because they are actually faster than us, which is not good. And I don't need a boost. I can't switch. Oh, damn. Oh, this is bad. This is so bad. This is like... Oh, God, this is bad. There's just nothing I can do. I kind of have to let my Shadow Rider die here. I kind of have to, I'm afraid. Glacial Lance, which would take me down, but I kind of have to let myself die. Because I need to put myself in a position where I can fake out or just survive. Oh, this is so bad. Because Gravity's gonna go out, isn't it? Oh, they're gonna Meteor Beam. Fuck. And they're probably Power Up, right? Yeah, they're Power Up. Damn. 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 I guess? This is just not good. They probably have, what, Moonblast? But it's probably gonna do so much damage into me regardless. How much gravity we have left? Fuck, we're gonna end the same time as Trick Room. That's so bad. Fuck, this is just so bad. It's really bad. This is so bad. We're literally gonna get cooked because of a fucking crap. Because of a goddamn fucking crap, we're getting cooked here, champs. And misplaced, because we would, if I would have Dark Pulsed, I could have KO'd the Ice Rider. And we would have been in a game-winning position, but we're just not. Oh, they're gonna oh, fuck. We could have Dark Voided the hell out of them. We literally could have Dark Voided the hell out of them. Ah, Jesus Christ. Alright. It's what it is. I'm gonna U-turn, and I am going to Wide Guard. Just because engaged to go for Glacial Lance, I need to survive. But damn, we've been playing this fourth match incredibly bad. We probably should not have given you that extra game. I probably should have just stopped and said, yep, that is it. We went 3 for 3 because we did in fact get that win, but I thought you guys deserved the bonus game, which I kind of regret at this moment in time because I'm probably gonna lose it. If I win it, I don't know what I did. What? Who are you switching into? Ursh? Indeedy. Interesting. Expanding Force. Okay, so Wygot actually was not a bad play, not gonna lie. That was a pretty solid play from our parts. And then U-turn is gonna do super effective damage still into Indeedee. A little bit under half damage, but it is alright. Darkrai comes back in now, but that means I don't think they have anything that can hurt Darkrai right now. Which is really good. Which means I can literally just go for Dark Void. I can Dark Void, and I can Spore just in case we do not connect Dark Void. Yeah. I need Dark Void to actually do some good here. Oh, I could have actually probably just Dark Pulse, taken down Indeedee, and then gone for Spore. That probably would have been a lot smarter. But again, I got too greedy with that fucking Dark Void move. That's on me. We could have probably turned things back around here and won the game, but we screwed up. If we don't connect, at least we screwed up. Alright, Spore connects into Necrozma, Lunala Fusion, whatever it's called. Dark Void connects. Is this a GOAT play? Is this a GOAT play? This might actually be a GOAT play. Holy cow. Holy cow. This might actually be a GOAT play. Alright. I am gonna Ruination into the Necrozma Fusion thing. And then I am gonna Dark Pulse the Indeedee, because that will take down Indeedee. And I'll take a lot of the health down on the Necrozma thing. And that should put us in a pretty good range. So they're gonna Terastallize Necrozma, right? Yeah. Which doesn't matter to me at the moment. Especially now with Rillaboom in the back, which will be able to Grassy Glide this thing or Woodhammer it. So I'm actually completely fine with this. The Ruination is going to take half health regardless of what type you are. So I'm completely fine, and Dark Pulse is going to take down Indeedee. So if you stay asleep for one more turn, that would be goated. Absolutely goated. Never mind, you wake up and you go for Moonguy's Beam. How much damage is that gonna do? That is gonna KO us, essentially. Alright, that is bad. Bad news, champs. Very bad news. But we still have the Focus Sash. We gotta remember we still have the Focus Sash. But the thing is, I don't think they're in a Necrozma. I don't think they're in a Necrozma has... I don't think they have any form of, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't think they can protect. Which means... I'm trying to think here what makes more sense. Fake out in that slot or that slot. Who do I want to Spore? Because I gotta Spore one of them. I fake out that slot. Yeah, I fake out that slot and I Spore Shadow Rider because I can Ruination Shadow Rider the turn after. Right? That's gotta be our play. Because the problem is, yeah, so fake out a little damage, not too much. And Spore will connect. Because the problem here is the fact that we're weak with Rillaboom to Ice Rider. And here's their mandatory turn of sleep. I can Ruination that thing, which is great. And I need to Terastallize Rillaboom in case they wake up the next turn. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to Terastallize and Woodhammering. And then I am gonna Ruination into Shadow Rider. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. My problem here is the fact if Rillaboom goes down, we automatically lose this game because I have no way of damaging Ice Rider with our Smeargle. But I do think Terra Fire here should be enough to survive a potential Glacial Lance. Woodhammer is definitely going to take the KO though. Yeah. But we will take Recoil though. I don't know if Grassy Glide would have been enough. But I didn't want to risk it. Realistically, I just didn't want to risk it. If it just stays asleep, it's going to be much easier for me. Of course it wakes up. And it's going to close combat, of course it is. Holy fuck. Oh my god, are you actually kidding me? That is so damn lucky. It's a white herb? I don't think I've ever seen a white herb. I'm just gonna U-turn and Spore because we're faster. But I've never seen a faster white herb Ice Rider. But regardless, I think we're actually gonna win this. Because now I'm gonna hit them with U-turn. How much damage? Good chunk. Which means next turn I can Ruination and then I can U-turn again. And that is gonna essentially end up taking us the game. But that was scary. That got pretty scary. So we U-turn and we go for Ruination. That was actually scary being in that situation. Ruination is gonna put Ice Rider in U-turn range, I believe. Yes, it is. That was scary though. I thought we definitely lost that game. I don't know how we turned this around, but somehow we did, and somehow we won the 4th extra game, and that was actually the longest game of today. But hey, regardless, we won. Don't ask me how. I don't know how, but we won it. We won everything we played today, which just goes to show that Darkrai is an absolute menace in this format. So yeah, I don't know what to say, but that was incredible. Incredible work. I mean, what do you even say? This team is absolutely diabolical. It is so strong. Like, it is actually so darn good. I cannot recommend enough that you go check out this team with Shadowrider, Darkrai, Rillaboom, Tornadus, Landers, and Smeargle on it. Make sure to check out the range code down in the description below or on the top right hand corner here of the screen. I cannot recommend this team enough. It is an absolute blast to play with. It is incredibly strong. That's all I have to say, so make sure you check it out. And as always, if you have a team you want to feature in a future video or have any suggestions to how we can improve in our Road to the Best Pokemon team series on the channel, make sure you go to either that video or just leave me a renter code down in the comment section below or suggestion down in the comment section below, and make sure to check it out. And if you enjoyed today's video, which I assume you did because you're still sitting watching around, then make sure you smash the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss my next video. My name is Minibug10, and until next time, I wish you an absolutely fabulous rest of your day and happy gaming.